I'm Tony, and welcome to block number 3 of our Pixelated Galaxy Quilt Along, the Earth. So, fun fact about the Earth. Did you know it's the only planet in our solar system that sustains water in all 3 forms: solid, liquid, and gas? So water's present in other planets in our solar system, but it's the only one that has all 3, and that's why it can sustain life, and that's why we're here. Cool, huh? All right, so let's take a look at this block. Block number 3, you're probably an old pro at this. You're like, I'm getting into it. I've got it. I'm getting to it. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. First off, if this is the first block you're making, please go back and watch number 1. I go through lots of tips and tricks, the basic things you need to know for all of the blocks. For this video, I'm just going to point out the things you need to know if you've already made one of the other 2 blocks. So first off, if you're making this as a standalone, ignore the next set of instructions. These are only if you're making it as part of the Pixelated Galaxy Quilt Along. You need to pull a bunch of things from previous blocks. So take out your leftover fabrics for block number 1, and which is Mars, and take that black 2.5-inch strip. Then take your leftover fabric from block 2, Pluto, and pull the black 2.5-inch strip. Don't count it though whenever you're marking this. I'll show you in a second. The white 2.5, the gray 2.5, the white-black combined strip, and the gray-black combined strip. So what you're doing is when you're pulling each of these, make sure you mark off here that you've pulled it so you don't cut an additional one. So for white, we're now cutting 0. So we're cutting 0 strips of white. We are cutting 3 1.5-inch strips. Gray, we're not cutting a single thing for this block if you're pulling strips from previous blocks. For black, remember right here, this instruction here says, do not count this. Only take away 1. So there's 2 strips that you're cutting for the 2.5-inch strip, and then you're cutting 1. So you notice how I marked it to 2, and then I marked it to 1. So you're only cutting 1 1.5-inch strip for the black. The yellow, blue, and green, this is the first time we've seen these. Go ahead and just cut those like they are. Then cut all of your solid pieces. Sew together your combined pieces. Now, I didn't mark it on here, so I gotta mark this now. We pulled 2 on here. So we pulled the white-black combined and the gray-black combined. So white, black and white. It actually says 1 black strip to 1 white strip, which is the very first one. And then where is the black and gray? 1 gray strip. That's the 3rd one down on the left. 1 gray strip to 1 black strip. So you see how I've marked those 2 things off? So do not sew those strips together. You already have them together, and you're going to use those then when cutting your next pieces for page number 3. So pull those from your existing ones. Then lay your pieces out. If you want to cheat and work ahead like I like to do, then skip over to page 4 before you lay these out, because you have 5 horizontal pieces here. 5 of them. So I like to combine these first and then lay all my pieces out. Most people like to do it the other way. I'm weird, I know. So after you lay it all out, sew it together following the arrows, and then sew it all together. And don't forget to square it up. This block is a 20-inch by 18-inch square. And you may notice there's no quilt behind me. It's because it's sitting in a trailer in Maryland getting ready for Dragon Con. I forgot to pull it out of my Gen Con stuff, so you guys get a preview of a new quilt maybe coming in a year or 2. We're working on it right now. It's our new You Do You temperature quilt along. All right, so let's get working on the Earth. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like my YouTube, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, and I stream live on Twitch. So if you have any questions or issues or anything at all, block number 3, please feel free, send me a message, put a comment down below, or pop into Twitch and say hi.